Hello, and welcome to Clean Eating for a Year, July. Today I have a special treat. One you might use for a frog or a snake, a toad. But today I will be the toad. I thought I want to get a good source of protein that I've never tried before. And so I went online onto Amazon and I bought whole roasted crickets. Great source of protein. 100 calories per 20 grams and 13 grams of protein. That's actually a great ratio in terms of calories versus protein. So this is kind of a power food right here. Trying to go in with an open mind. I do love trying new things, and so let's see if this is good. I'm gonna open this up right here. Okay. Let's see, it says they're whole. It kind of looks like they're crushed from where I'm looking through the window in the bag, but it doesn't smell bad. It doesn't smell good. It smells kind of like dry cat food or dry dog food. Okay. Here's a cricket. Here we go. So it's not bad. I think the only way it could be bad is when I think this is a cricket. This is an insect I'm chewing on. The taste though, I'm gonna try another one just to sort of. It's got a crunch, nice crunch. I mean, it's not too flavorful, really. It's kind of bland, but it does sort of have a, I don't know, smoky taste almost. I'll get a close-up on the crickets. So here you can see the crickets. So, I'm just chilling here, enjoying a late night snack of crickets. Good protein. I did a little digging and research because I was curious about why everyone in my circle seems to be disgusted at the fact that I was eating crickets. And don't get me wrong, I felt equally repelled when I first picked these bad boys up. I wasn't particularly salivating. My personality, I'm a little more open. I'm creative. I like to try new things. So I wasn't off-put. I was excited to try something new and something kind of odd and funky and weird for the video. But in terms of excitement, in terms of appetite, no. I was actually putting on the brakes. I was a little apprehensive. Now that I've experienced it, I'm still not like, I gotta get me some crickets, you know. I'm not coming home and like digging through the cupboard like, screw the apples, screw the almonds, I'm going for crickets. But I can eat them without really any problem. And before I digress too much, it's actually a great way to tell if you're really hungry or not, because I have a problem with snacking, right? Like, I will go and snack because I'm bored, because I'm emotional, because I'm stressed. You list the reason, I'll snack. So crickets can be a really good way of stopping that, because you can ask yourself, okay, am I really hungry right now? Or do I just want to snack? And if you're really hungry, you're hungry enough to eat crickets. If you're not, guess what? You're not. So on to the main point I wanted to make. I was curious about everyone's reaction around me. That there seemed to be a common reaction of disgust. It got me thinking, why is it that most people around me, which would be Westerners, why do they have this reaction of disgust to eating insects? Because when you think about it, we eat some things that other people would consider pretty disgusting. Burgers would be one. You tell someone in India you're eating a burger, A lot of our greasy, fatty foods around the world, people look at that and they just wonder how we can consume it. A lot of these fake, artificial Twinkie Hostess things, it bemuses a lot of other cultures. So I did some research. Julie Lesnick, an anthropologist at Wayne State University, had done some research on this reaction of disgust in Westerners and cultures throughout history that have eaten insects. And why is it today that we are so disgusted by it? So she wondered, first, was it agricultural? Was it that communities that were starting to farm saw insects as pests? And so over time, as we were growing our crops, we grew disgusted by these pests, and we didn't want to eat them because we saw them as these nasty creatures that were ruining our food. But it turns out that lots of communities, lots of cultures that farm and have agriculture also eat insects. So she had to cross that off the list. Her second idea was maybe it's low GDP. Maybe eating insects is sort of a last resort meal when you can't get a nice burger, when you don't have the equipment or the luxury to eat pizza, make a pizza, put it in the oven. Maybe it's reserved for people who don't have anything else, who just have to go out in the dirt and dig up a worm or get crickets from the field or eat ants off the sidewalk. But it turns out that was also false. GDP had nothing to do with insect consumption. It turns out that 80% of the time, latitude predicts insect consumption. So warmer parts of the world, that's where people are eating insects. It has nothing to do with income, GDP, socioeconomics, agriculture. It's just where you are on this planet that predicts it. So it begs the question, if you grew up in that area where people eat insects, would you be eating insects? Probably yes, unless you think you're so unique and special that you would break free of conformity in every single way and not eat insects. Maybe that is true, but then ask yourself, why is it that you think eating insects is disgusting? And perhaps you have a canned response that you're going to generate right now so that you feel like you are your own thinking, free will person. But are you sure that that's you? Or is that the effect of culture and environment? And if it's not, then ask yourself, why do you eat some other foods that other cultures might think are disgusting, but you think are good? Maybe it's because of the area you grew up in. Now, I'm not trying to give you too hard a time. I feel the same way. So I just think it's important sometimes to take a step back and sort of keep an open mind about things, When you have that initial reaction of disgust, oh gosh, Brad was eating crickets on camera, ugh. Ask yourself why. Why is that gross? Why is that so disgusting? They're a great source of protein. People have been eating them forever, still do. Why is it so gross? And that can be applied, I think, to all areas of life. When we have these knee-jerk reactions, sometimes it's important to put a little buffer between the stimulus and the response and figure out why we're feeling that way. Figure out why we're reacting that way. Because you might just realize you don't know why. You might just realize, hey, that's the way things always were. I'm just reacting because that's how everyone else reacted around me. And then you might do the thing that you thought was either disgusting or scary or dangerous or stupid or whatever, and then you might realize, hey, there's something about this I like. I shouldn't have just judged it so quickly. Anyway, I don't want to get too philosophical or pretentious in a video about eating crickets. So that's just my thoughts. And that's pretty much it. So, yeah. Oh, I got my buddy Mario here.
All the way from Danville.
All the way from Danville. I got my buddy Neil.
What's up?
This boy I went backpacking with for 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Alex behind the camera. He's right there. There's
Hello.
his hand. Is this your first habanero?
This is my first habanero challenge.
I will let you choose, man.
Right.
So we got 4 habaneros.
I'm gonna go with the long one.
Okay, he's gonna go with
I want to see you do the fat one.
this one. All right, I'm gonna go with the fat one. Let's
All right.
hold, compare.
Toast. Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Bottoms up.
Bottoms up.
Ooh. Fruity.
Make sure you get it all.
Ooh.
You already feeling it.
I'm feeling it.
The hiccups.
Oh man.
All right.
What do you think?
Oh my God, I'm burning.
Are you feeling it now?
Yeah, that'll be nice.